Hey everyone, Patrick Hughes. Here is Intel on the weekly, and I'm a firm believer in to understand where you're going, you need to know the past. And there's no other more powerful way, I believe, than to really just go back in time to get a better picture of what the past was, and now you can know what should be or could be taking place in the future. It's very, very imperative. I can't stress that enough. Anyway, many of you probably already know that, but this is something that I really feel pretty strongly about. Anyway, let's move on with the analysis of Intel. Here you could see that we had a major corrective move. That was the internet boom and bust here. And you just had the bust over in 2000, and then you get a reaction off of that sell-off, which validates the retracement that we have here. And what we did is we did draw it to the low, so this was not at the time. So you're seeing the pullback here, and you could see that this is an accurate retracement here. And you could see later on here, as it holds that it even puts more credence to what we're seeing here. But that's always important to try to draw your longer term chart here with these retracements. But let's look at what we have here. Initially, when you start to see that first reaction, that's very normal after a very long decline to get this bounce back. But you always should expect this next plunge to kind of follow through. Then you're seeing the reaction here, but it doesn't break or exceed the prior swing and the retracement. So that should be a warning flag that you could go through longer distribution, and it should take a long time for this to at least get through and really recover through this. And you could see how that's exactly what happened. And until you broke that line, you haven't really changed the bias yet, and it may just take longer for the distribution to take place, as we see. Now let's look real quickly here on the future, into the future. Now here I took the liberty of drawing this trend line from the top here, and I used the same angle that they provide you in TradeStation to create the same angle, and I just moved it to the low here. And you could see that it is very accurate and held the same angle, creating basically a regression channel here. And if you were to draw the midline here, you could see approximately, you could see it holds here. So this is another legitimate type of channel here that we can tell is in action and is working. And what you would now be doing to judge whether this is going to continue or is it done is there's two things. That first off, there's some positive things. Let's talk about that. Is that you have your first plunge here low, and you have a slight break past that, but not too much further. Many times that's indicative of an end move, and usually it is finished. Usually. And now you see it above the halfway point here in the regression channel, another positive, above the 50-day, which is the blue line, and above the 200-day moving average, showing some promise here. Now, on the negative, we got to also consider the fact that this has really been in a downtrend here for the most part. So our target would be, say, 20, 21, 22 on the short term, but 24 would be a tough number to really break past, or 24, 25 range. So if we were to really break that in any significance, and especially up over this next swing, then we could make the case that the end move or the distribution phase on Intel is looking to be over. But on the short term, you could be, you should only expect a couple points, and then you should be meeting some resistance. So that's what we're expecting on Intel over the week on the weekly chart here. So that's it for Intel. Become a member now. Sign up now. Find out our next breakout stock. Happy trading.